Hello Pisces, so I'm doing your weekly tarot for June the 29th to July the 6th. I'm going to take a look at what is going on in your situation. We'll find out why it's happening. We're looking at what's going on in your blind spot, figuring out anything that's working for you at this time. And of course, we're seeing how it is likely going to play out, okay? So Pisces, you've got a couple of cards that are wanting to jump out here. One of them is gentle release, and it says to let yourself surrender to the flow of life's mysterious currents, okay? So it's kind of like the Fool energy. It's that moment of release. It's that moment of, you know what, I'm going to give this my best shot and just see what happens, okay? It's all about not putting too much emphasis on the end result, okay? Because obviously none of us know with 100% certainty how anything's going to play out. So there is always going to be that certain level of trust required when you start something new, okay? And then you've got rough road, and it says prepare carefully before you continue, for it's a long journey ahead. So this situation involves a long-term idea, okay? Have that long-term plan in place, or this is saying that the next thing that you commit to this week, Pisces, you're going to be committed to it for the long term. So do make sure that it's exactly what you want to be committed to, okay? It's saying literally that once you've made up your mind, once you set the ball rolling on whatever this is, you're not likely going to be able to change your mind again, okay? At least not for the short term anyway. So yeah, when you invest yourself, make sure that you're investing yourself fully and completely. So of course, if anything feels wrong or icky about this situation, then maybe not go for it, okay? Because you definitely still need to listen to your own instincts and your intuition. If anything feels off or if it feels wrong, then again, just remember you're going to be committed to this for the long term. So you need to be 100% certain that this is what you really want to do, okay? And yeah, it's not going to be easy, right? Whatever your instincts are saying, okay? Hopefully your instincts are saying, yeah, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do this. I'm completely invested. I don't mind the long-term commitment. Like I'm here for it. Well, same thing. It's not going to be easy. Okay, so do make sure that you're completely prepared. Okay, we'll find out more about that in a minute with the tarot. I will ask for you, well, okay, how can you best prepare yourself? Okay, and keeping in mind, I don't know exactly what this is. All right, I can only read the strongest overall energies, so I can get you the answers to the questions that are popping up, such as, well, how can I be prepared then? You've got the eclipse of concealment. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Navigate through the eclipse of concealment, understanding the cyclical nature of hidden phases and awaiting revelations. Okay, so something is about to be revealed to you, Pisces, about this long-term situation here. Cyclical nature. Yeah, everything moves in cycles, okay? We do, the planet does, the seasons, the universe itself. Everything is cyclical. So I feel that this one's saying for you to honor the part of the cycle that you're in currently, Pisces. And strangely enough, I also feel that it is going to sound weird. The eclipse of concealment. Not everybody needs to know your business, at least not right now, okay? Some secrets are actually a good idea for you to keep, including your plans for the future, right? I said this to another sign not so long ago. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Scorpio. you might have Scorpio placements in your own chart somewhere, but basically this message is coming out as like, not everything does need to be said right now. You can wait to make your revelations, okay? And what people don't know, they're not going to know what to attack as well. You see, if this card was reversed, it would be secrets emerge, right? Secrets coming out, or like you're being given the green light to reveal something. This one's saying, wait, just wait before you say anything to someone else. Wait before you make your announcements, okay? Right, so let's take a look at how you can best be prepared for this long journey ahead. Right, so how can Pisces be best prepared for this long journey ahead? Oh, okay, the Two of Cups, that one's come out off balance. Strangely enough, Pisces, they're saying don't wait for others. Okay, this is something that you're needing to initiate this by yourself, right? It's that Two of Cups there coming out off balance for me that's doing it. Someone else might actually be hampering your decision making and your progress at this time. Okay, yeah, the Hermit and then the Ten of Wands, like literally. You having to keep this to yourself for the time being, it feels very, very heavy, right? It's not something that sits well with you at all. Okay, it's like you're wanting to tell someone, but you know that you just can't. And then you've got the Hierophant, the Nine of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and Temperance. Yeah, it's all about your timing, Pisces. Your timing is everything. So that's how you can best be prepared for the long journey ahead. If you get your timing down, then it'll be absolutely fine. Everything about this energy is saying right now is not the right time for you to tell them. Okay, now again, I don't know the specifics of that. I haven't a clue. Okay, if you're trying to put distance between yourself and another person, or if you want to break up with someone here with that Two of Cups coming out off balance, could be professional, could be romantic. Now is not the time for you to do that. Okay. It's almost like this energy is saying, go ahead and put your plan in motion this week, but you don't have to tell this other individual everything about what you're doing. Okay, you can keep it up your sleeve for the time being. Now, I appreciate for some that might feel a bit icky, right? But again, there's a time and a place for everything, right? There really, really is. Something isn't quite right with this situation, and I feel that something's not quite right with the other individual involved, okay? And I feel that the last thing that you need at the moment is for the situation, for this person to respond to what it is that you're needing to reveal to them in such an inappropriate manner, basically. Okay, so for all I know, this could be an individual who's got a very short temper, right? For all I know, they could be a very dangerous individual because of that short temper. So the best thing to do is make sure that there's distance between you first, and then you can make the revelation, okay? But again, you're going to have to take this message as it resonates, because of course it's not going to resonate for everyone. Let's imagine that this is a situation to do with your professional world, to do with your career, okay? And let's imagine that you're itching to leave. So a new job offer has come through for you. And now you're all fueled up to tell your current boss, manager, supervisor, whoever, that, you know, you're handing in your resignation, right? That could be it as well. They're also saying hold fire with that one, okay? wait for the right moment. There's something, and it could be about Mercury retrograde. I just don't know. Okay, it depends on how sensitive you are to certain energies like that. Okay, but yeah, it just seems like it's a bad idea this week to be divulging any personal private information to other people right now. Okay. Your timing is critical. Your timing is key. And in fact, your timing is going to dictate as to whether or not this goes smoothly or if it ends up being a horrendous mess. Okay. Ultimately, you are looking towards domestic joy, emotional stability, fulfillment. Okay, emotional fulfillment. You've got wish fulfillment here also with the Nine of Cups. Okay, and again, the Hierophant, long-term commitment. So maybe this is a situation where you're wanting to reveal to an ex, oh, I've recently gotten engaged, or we've finally set a date for the wedding, right? Anything like that. Again, at the moment, for this week at least, they do not need to know that, okay? They simply do not need to know that. And in fact, what else is coming through with these cards, Pisces, is you're being advised to only make the revelation after you've done it, okay? Not before, but after you've done it. Okay, whether it's something big or something small, doesn't really matter. Make sure that contracts are signed, or things are sent off, or things have already been agreed, okay, before you reveal the news to anyone, right? Because if you wait, then there's not going to be anything that anyone else can do to try and sabotage your efforts, right? I do believe Aquarius had that message come out recently as well. It was either Aquarius or Capricorn. Loose lips sink ships, right? So yeah, that's very much applicable to you guys' energy this week as well. So yeah, it unfortunately does seem to be quite a common issue at the moment. Right, what's going on? What's going on? What is the catalyst? The labyrinth of choices. Okay, so chart your course through the perplexing labyrinth of choices, embracing each turn as part of your complex journey. So there's no such thing as a wrong turn. Okay, Pisces. This one indicates that everything that you have been through up until this point, it has led you to where you are right now. That is literally the purpose of everything that you have already been through. Okay, so embrace every twist, every turn, every plot twist as being a further extension of your own journey. Okay, as far as catalysts go, it can indicate you feeling like you've made a lot of mistakes, right? And I suppose, yes, we all have made a lot of mistakes. But there's also an element here of how you can navigate your way through it as well. Okay, so obviously you can't go back and undo mistakes, but you can, yeah, let's see. There are certain things that you can choose to do differently now. You got the Tower and the Three of Swords that's coming out for the catalyst. Maybe you have realized that you chose the wrong partner. Again, romantically or business, okay? It doesn't really make a difference which one of the two. With the labyrinth of choices and these cards coming out, it really does paint quite a picture here, Pisces. It really, really does. So it's likely that you got involved with this Two of Cups off balance individual, which is clearly somebody that you're trying to put distance between. Clearly you got involved with them when you weren't feeling your best. Okay, you probably met them when you were going through the most horrendous time in your life, where your judgment was impaired. Okay, or where you were already making a lot of unhealthy choices, right? Maybe you weren't able to think straight. Okay, we've all been in places like that before, especially when we've been struggling with like chronic depression, right? Our ability to make healthy choices is non-existent when we are in that place of chronic depression, right? And we will end up attracting predatory type people towards us. Like that's a real thing. There have been so many studies that have been done on that, right? So obviously the catalyst here, it is pointing towards something along those lines. Again, if this is like professional energies, then maybe you met this person or started this job when you were at your most vulnerable and most desperate and just needed to do anything, okay? And then realizing, oh, okay, this is one hell of an unhealthy environment. It is absolutely affecting my health even further. I need to leave this place. This is not good, right? Anything like that. The Tower and the Three of Swords, like it really does paint quite a stark picture here, Pisces, of everything that you've been dealing with. I kind of feel over the past 3 years, actually. Yeah. Because everything about this reading, it feels long term. It really does. What's going on in your blind spot? One last move. You have come far on your journey, so keep going and you'll soon see what you have accomplished. So because it's in your blind spot, you're unable at the moment to see your growth and your true progress, because it feels like it's being overshadowed by everything else. Okay. So in due course, you will genuinely get to this place where you realize exactly how much progress you have made, okay? And the fact that you can see that clearly there is a problem going on, that in of itself is also progress, okay? So you're not completely blind, you're not completely oblivious to the issues at hand, right? Can you tell us more about Pisces blind spot? Whoa. Okay, the Five of Cups. Yep. Whatever these cards are, they've got a heavy energy behind them. Okay, this one's off balance. The Fool off balance. And a Six of Pentacles. That one's in the upright. For your blind spot, you might not be able to see the blessings. There's also a message here about a missed chance or a missed opportunity. Now, you've already had the Fool energy that's come out in your reading, Pisces. It was literally your first card that came out with Gentle Release. And that one was in the upright. This one is off balance and is in your blind spot. There's something that's stopping you. There's something stopping you from achieving your heart's desire, because you got the Five of Cups here as well. I don't know what that is, right? You're going to know what that is. And at the moment, it feels like you don't know how to break free from that. And then the Six of Pentacles. So we need to find out what the heck is up with that Six of Pentacles, because usually that's fairness, balance and equality. But the messages that came prior to that are the furthest from fair that you could possibly get, right? What is this Six of Pentacles in Pisces blind spot. Ace of Wands, yeah. And that one is not upright. It's scattered energy. It's scattered energy. So feeling like you cannot get something started, like you can't get it off the ground. Tell us more about this Six of Pentacles. Honestly, Pisces, it feels like you're selling yourself short. Yeah, the Page of Pentacles also off balance. That indicates that someone is potentially afraid of having to start all over again from scratch. Okay, but the energy here, because it's off balance, it's saying, Pisces, but you're not starting all over from scratch. You're actually starting off from, like, you do have a foundation here. You are starting off from a foundation. So you're not starting over completely, right? So, for example, if this is about a career, right, and you have to change career, like, let's just imagine you have to change career, and you're like, well, I don't really want to. I've lived here for like 6 years. I'm really good at what it is that I do, and I feel like all of that time that I had spent doing that job would be completely wasted if I was to leave now, right? There's skill transfer that's going on with these cards. That's the foundation that you can begin again from, that skill foundation. So the skills that you learn, they're not just going to disappear. They're going to be applied towards something new instead, right? So it's almost as if this energy is Spirit's way of saying, Pisces, please don't view this as just a loss. And that's that, because that's not the end of the story. Okay? That is definitely not the end of the story. Ace of Wands and Page of Pentacles off balance to clarify a Six of Pentacles. That's a skill transfer. Same is true if this is about a relationship. Right? There is still a lot that you have learnt during the time of that relationship, and those skills can be transferred into a new relationship or pre-existing relationships. Okay? I feel like someone here is stuck in this Five of Cups energy, and they're unable to see the potential. Okay, Ace of Wands. They're unable to see the potential that is right in front of them because they're just too stressed or too upset at the moment. And it's understandable, Pisces. It's really, it is very understandable. The River of Release. So that's 3 times you've had the message of release. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Drift along the river of release, where waters carry away burdens, guiding towards renewal. Okay, so you're going through a renewal process, which does require you surrendering all of the old energies. This is what's going to work for you, Pisces, is traveling light. And I feel that they're using that as a metaphor for your conscience. Okay. You can move forward with a crystal clear conscience. What else is working for Pisces? 3 of Pentacles. Pooling energy, pooling resources with others. That's why it's the card of collaboration, teamwork, learning, building. Page of Cups. Knight of Cups, King of Wands. Interesting. That's a lot of court cards. I need my other deck for this one. What's working for you? Potentially, there was a 3-person situation going on. And that actually works in your favor, Pisces. Right? Now, when I say 3-person situation going on and disloyalty, which clearly that has gone on, I'm not necessarily strictly speaking in terms of romance and cheaters, okay? This could also easily be the situation at work where you were made to feel like you were in competition with someone else, okay? Maybe there's an abusive boss, manager, or supervisor here who enjoys triangulating other people, having flavor of the month, flavor of the week, all right? And then using that as an excuse to belittle everyone else, okay? There could be something like that here that's gone on too. Bottom line, there has been a bit of disrespect that's gone on. And someone's not going to put up with the disrespect anymore, Pisces, and I'm certain that that's you. What is this King of Wands? Yeah, see, the Ace of Cups off balance. Someone's arrogance, someone's ego has actually made you change how you feel towards either them or towards the relationship or towards the job, right? Your feelings have changed, clearly. Can you tell us about that page? Oh, that Page of Cups for Pisces. Another Page of Cups, yeah. Okay. Honestly, Pisces, because again, it's what's working for you. I feel that this is saying here that yes, you might well receive an apology, right? Now, what you choose to do with that apology is entirely up to you, okay? I'm not seeing any bitter energy, right? I'm seeing that you're being as resourceful as you can be. I'm seeing that you're being as understanding as what you can be, both towards yourself and anyone else involved with the situation, right? Honestly, Pisces, I'm seeing that you have been about as fair as what a person can be, given the situation. I'm seeing that there's not really much more else that you can do, okay? Because it's 2 pages. A page is very, very limited on how much influence they have over the situation. However, their real power lies within their own responses, okay? So you're handling this situation really, really well, Pisces. I also feel, I do feel like there is a conversation here that happens, but it happens at the right time, okay? Because if you recall, your message up here was saying, this week, making these revelations, probably not going to work out very well. It's like you here having this conversation with the other person involved in the most understanding and empathetic way that you can. Because I do get the impression, Pisces, that you're dealing with an individual who basically takes everything as a threat, or they see everyone else as a threat. And you're clearly, because it's what's working for you, you're not coming across as being a threat at all. And that's what's working in your favor. How it's likely going to play out, you've got Meadow of Moments, and it says to bask in the meadow of moments where presence blossoms in the simplicity of now. So that's a fancy pants way of saying that you will be present in the moment. Okay, so you will no longer be stressed out about shit that's happened, because obviously you can't go back and change it. You're not going to be fearful of what might happen, okay, because obviously you're not there yet. This is very much being accepting in the moment, being grounded in the moment. Can you tell us more for Pisces? Oh, I'm not sure why this deck is being really awkward to handle at the moment, Pisces. It felt absolutely fine during your pre-shuffle, but as soon as we start doing your reading properly, I don't know, it's just weird. The deck just, you know what it feels like? It kind of feels like the deck's having a little bit of a tantrum. It does. It feels that way. So are you trying to avoid someone having a bit of a temper tantrum? Do you know what I mean? Is that what it's trying to tell me? Page of Pentacles. And this one is in the upright position. So you're not going to miss this chance. You're not going to miss this opportunity. You're taking this opportunity that is gifted to you this week. You're keeping it a secret because obviously you don't want to trigger any spite, anger, or jealousy or resentment within a certain other person. And once things are official and you're comfortably settled in the new place, in the new situation, then you're going to make your revelation. Yeah, Ten of Swords, you see. But with that being with the Page of Pentacles, you're letting them down gently. You're delivering this ending gently. Yeah, strongest overall message for the week, the Queen of Wands. Yeah, feeling determined. This is a very independent energy. This is very confident, self-assured. It's very optimistic as well. So you're trying to remain optimistic, hoping that this person's not going to find out before you've made the big move, whatever that might be. I don't think they will, Pisces. You know what? I think that this is going to go about as smooth as what it can be. Okay, I genuinely do. Tell us more about that Ten of Swords, how this is likely going to play out. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles off balance. There's nothing that they can do. They can't stop you. They're not going to be able to stop you. They're not going to be able to put complications in your way here. So we started off your reading with you feeling like you were stuck, like you were being put in an impossible situation. You're turning the tables on that, though. Okay, let's get you some healing messages. Have some healing or guidance for Pisces, please. I think with this deck, I need to do a downwards pull. Oh, nice. So you got hope, forgiveness, and spirit symbol. We'll do the full message of the spirit symbol for you. These ones we're going to do intuitively, okay? So you got 32, 11, and 7. Right, so hope and forgiveness. Pisces, I definitely do feel that for the longest time you have needed hope, right? And I feel that this week you're going to receive that long-awaited hope. Now, with the message of forgiveness, self-forgiveness first and foremost, okay? If you're needing to forgive yourself for having made a mistake, for having potentially trusted the wrong person, forgive yourself for that, okay? Because you don't want to be damaging the relationship that you have with yourself, okay? Because you know what it's like, right? Say if you picked a bad one, whether that be a romantic partner or a choice of a company to work with, right? We've all picked bad ones at some point. The worst thing you can do in that situation, Pisces, is obviously try and stick it out, because that never works. But also holding resentments towards yourself, like, oh man, I fucking hate myself for doing that. Why did I do that? Why did I trust them? Why was I so stupid? And then before you know it, you're using all of this bad language about yourself. Do you know what I mean? So you can only imagine how much damage that's going to be doing to the relationship that you have with yourself. So that's why I always say, look, self-forgiveness. Every day of the week, self-forgiveness. You don't have to forgive anyone else, right? Because let's be real, sometimes people out there, they do things that are unfucking forgivable, okay? So yeah, self-forgiveness. Let's take a look at this spirit symbol for you. So this one's number 7. Okay, this one says vitality, intuition, and spiritual energy at high levels, messages from above, and justice. This symbol appears when you need to stick up for yourself or for others. You will appear to have more energy than usual and will find yourself in situations that you would have walked away from before, only now to confront head-on. You will not allow others to browbeat you like you have done in the past. Now you demand and deserve respect. You're searching for truth and justice in your life, clearing away falsehoods and unfairness. A psychic awakening could be taking place as your spirit grows and develops. Events and actions about to take place will bring you to a new understanding of yourself. Through this, you will gain much wisdom. Okay. For career and finances, it says the period ahead could see you change career out of the blue. Yeah, I thought that might be the case for some of you. This card has a strong energy towards careers which serve or help others, so moving into those areas will see a strong spiritual growth and enrich your life. The suffering of those less fortunate could point to lots more charitable work as well, as well as paid job opportunities in the future. You don't need to be overly concerned about finance. The focus now is on your true destiny and what you're meant to be doing with your life from now on. For relationships, it says you could develop stronger bonds with people on your wavelength. Someone's watching over you from the heavens. They could send you a new special love interest, which will change your life dramatically, if that is what you need to continue your next life chapter. Relationships not working now could end suddenly as you search for deeper meaning to your life and deeper soul connections. Okay, and then it's got a feng shui tip. Obviously you don't have to do these. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. It says to place an amethyst crystal cluster on your dining room table or wear some as jewelry or on key rings to help activate your higher consciousness and connection to the greater good. Okay. Yeah, it's fairly self-explanatory there, Pisces. You've got a lot there that's being covered, okay? So yes, it is very likely that you are having some sort of psychic or spiritual awakening or reawakening, okay? Seeing certain people for the way that they truly are, rather than the way that you wanted them to be or wished that they could be, okay? Cutting out unhealthy connections, unhealthy relationships. Basically, you're not taking any prisoners this week, Pisces, nor should you. Okay, right, so let's see if we can uplift the energy a little bit with some wonderful messages from the Taurus Tarot. Obviously, if you're really sensitive, then you might not want to listen to the next part. It's just a little bit of cheeky fun, okay? It's okay to say hell no. Yep. Anything and everything that is not in alignment with you, you do not need to partake. Take action on your kick-ass ideas. Yep. And develop inner strength, and don't put up with any bullshit. Absolutely don't put up with any bullshit. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. I genuinely hope that that reading has been helpful. Pisces, if it has been helpful for you, then I definitely would appreciate a cheeky wee like on the video, or better still, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. It would be absolutely fantastic to have you join our wonderful community over here on YouTube, entirely for free. Okay, there are no membership fees or anything like that. This channel will always remain membership fee free. Right. For personal readings with me, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. Thank you so very, very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.